Collins backs up Welch's philosophy and asserts that every leader who transformed a company from good to great has, in essence, said the same thing. Look, I don't really know where we should take this bus, but I know this much. If we get the right people on the bus, the right people in the right seats, and the wrong people off the bus, then we'll figure out how to take it someplace great. Many people in organizations do not like how their personnel management departments operate. Some argue that human resources is at best a necessary evil and at worst a bureaucratic force that routinely enforces unnecessary detailed rules, resists creativity, and impedes needed changes. Common criticisms include, why are performance appraisals so useless? Why is human resources always involved in cutting payroll and benefits expenditures at the command of the chief financial officers, which leads to higher employee turnover rates? Personnel management is necessary, of course, especially due to the huge number of government regulations enacted over the past few decades. Legal requirements are complex in nature, and human resources must be cautious. This role of protecting corporate assets against the never-ending lawsuits often puts personnel managers in the role of being the bad cops. But many managers wonder why human resources insist on treating everyone equally, which often leads to protecting poor performers rather than aiding retention of high performers. Ideally, personnel management should find the best hires, nurture the stars, and enhance a productive work environment. Instead, too often, personnel departments concern themselves with the administration details of personnel policies and practices, which companies are increasingly outsourcing to contractors who can do them more cheaply and more efficiently. Frequently, personnel managers are seen as more concerned about activities than results. They tell how many people were hired, the number of performance appraisals completed, and whether employees are satisfied with their orientation sessions. But too seldom does human resources link those details to employee, managerial, and business performance measures and metrics. Despite many of these criticisms, there is evidence that personnel management can be respected if done well. Hunter Douglas, Yahoo, Cardinal Health, Procter & Gamble, General Electric, and others truly bring human resources into the realm of business strategy. Personnel management can and should be a special part of any organization, which means viewing the people and their talents as an opportunity for creating greater organizational competitive advantages. But in many companies, that opportunity is seen by managers and employees as wasted, and that's why personnel management is not highly respected. Clearly, personnel management needs to change even more to overcome its current image. As a field, personnel management is undergoing significant transformation. Personnel management is designing management systems to ensure that human talent is used effectively and efficiently to accomplish organizational goals. Whether employees are in a big company with 10,000 positions or a small nonprofit agency with 10 positions, employees must be recruited, selected, trained, and managed effectively. They must also be adequately and competitively compensated, and many will be given a range of benefits. Also, appropriate and legal human resource systems are needed to comply with numerous legal requirements. In an environment in which the workforce keeps changing, laws and the needs of employers change too. Therefore, personnel management activities continue to change and evolve. However, managing people in an organization is about more than simply administering a pay program, designing training, and avoiding lawsuits. If personnel management is to be an important part of successfully competing in the marketplace, a different level of thinking is necessary. Productive, creative people working in a flexible organization should be the goal. Before I end this presentation, I wanted you to see a short video of an interview conducted by the Wall Street Journal with Comcast executive Steve Burke. He talks about why hiring the right person is really an art, not a science.
Well, I think picking people is an art. It's not a science, and probably the single most important thing that the people at the top of organizations do. If you think about it, the higher you go in an organization, the less you actually do. And it sort of almost seems funny to express it that way, but in a cable company, I don't really know how to install a set-top box or set up telephone service. And so the higher you go in an organization, the more you rely on other people to actually do things, and the more your job becomes trying to find those people who have enthusiasm and passion and integrity and a vision as to where to take an organization, and pick those people, which is, no one's perfect. You can't always get those right, but pick those people, make sure that they're in the right place, make sure that they have the right kind of motivation, financial and personal. And that really, to me, is what leadership and management is all about, finding those people that can help propel a big organization, as opposed to finding the particular technology or the particular idea. Our company has 100,000 people, and those people need to be led and move in the right direction, and that is really all about management and, at the end of the day, leadership.
This is the end of lectures for week 2. I appreciate you listening to them, and I look forward to reading your work this week.